Hey, what's up, everybody? Metal Biker Dude coming at you here. All right, this is last one for Michael. Last video for the weekend. I got as much content as I could get done this weekend, so we'll be back at it next week. No worries. All right. Tony Iommi featuring Skin. Who the hell is Skin? I have no idea who Skin is. The name of the song is Meat. I originally thought the name of the song was Skin Meat. Then I started thinking Skin Flute. Sorry, ladies. Yeah, it's Skin. All right, anyway. Let's check this out, baby. I don't think this is a lyric video or anything, so. I really like that first song, though. The one with Surge. The riff, especially. The riff was... I love Tony Iommi.
You taste what you want from me. You taste all of the gristle from the bones I need to stand up to you, to live up to fools. It's too troubling. Can't take what you like from me. Can't take all of the vision that your money gives. Don't be careless now, just a pretty babe in good covering. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this need.
I was watching an interview, I don't know, a couple months ago of Carlos Santana, and he made a comment that stuck with me to a great degree. And what he said was, people should be able to tell who you are or what player is playing, guitar player, after a few notes. It should stick out to you, and you should be able to go, oh, that's Eddie Van Halen. That's Tony Iommi. That's Jimmy Page. That's what this is. As soon as Tony Iommi plays, it screams Tony Iommi. You don't have to see him play. You don't have to know that it was made by Iommi. You just have to pay attention and listen. And this is a perfect example. I mean, that walk down that he's doing, there's a way that he does his vibrato and his bends. It's just very unique to Tony Iommi. And this is no exception.
Beauty's never cheap. Dark hair, dark lips. Maybe that I want to cheat. See my sorry face in this love that fails. It's all good for me. Slick, baby, that ain't boring and slick. Ray, strong is the ego that I want to test. In your head of lies, got me down to size. It's so credible. You can't.
God. You guys, listen, most of you know one of my favorite bands is a band called Corrosion of Conformity. I didn't think about this at the time, but a few years after I started listening to them, it hit me why they resonated so well with me. And it's because of the fact that they're always doing their best impression of Tony Iommi. I mean, they've came right out and said one of their songs was a sped up version of a Black Sabbath riff. They just completely stole the riff. They admitted to that. They just sped it up a lot. It was on one of their really old albums, but that goes to show you how long they've been fans of Black Sabbath and Tony Iommi. Every time I listen to a Corrosion Conformity song, I always think about Black Sabbath. And oh my goodness. I can't get enough of Tony Iommi. I can't. That Black Sabbath album was called 13. That album, I loved that album, and not everybody loved that album, but I loved it because it was new Tony Iommi I got to listen to, you know, and that was a big deal for me. So I'm a little bit biased, truth be told, but nevertheless, it's fair. I think it's fair to be biased with maybe the greatest riff writer ever. Probably is.
Without asking questions why.
He does this a lot too. He'll switch up the riff right in the middle of the song. What a wah pedal. That's not, you don't hear that often with a Tony Iommi song. It's very rare that you hear a wah pedal in a Tony Iommi lead. Guys, if you're not aware, Tony Iommi, when he was a young lad, when he just started learning how to play guitar, only been playing for a few years, he was working in a factory, and he was a stamping plant, and he cut the two of his fingers off the ends. And he didn't think he'd ever be able to play again. Long story short, he came up with these rubber ends for his fingers that he made, plastic-ish rubber, and that's how he plays to this day. He has to use those on his fingers. So he had to scrape his strings down and get them thinner because they didn't make sevens back then. Sevens meaning a very super thin guitar string. Nine, this day and age, nines are thin. And he was trying to play seven, so he would have to sandpaper his strings down so he could bend the notes with those things on his fingers. Not to mention, Black Sabbath always tuned down, which makes your strings, when you tune down, you're supposed to bring up your strings. So he had to navigate through a tremendous amount of stuff in order to be able to play. And I think that was probably part of his inspiration for being able to come up with some of these dark and heavy, slow grooving groove riffs. I know that didn't make any sense, but you know what I meant. Yeah, I think that had a lot to do with it. Because he was limited in what he could do. So he knew he wasn't going to be the world's greatest lead player, but what he could do, what he could control, was the riff that he was playing. And I think that maybe somehow in the end, losing his fingers is what created his sound.
Crazy, got this gun for kills.
always puts a smile on my face, man.
You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You can't stay inside this room. It's your fault.
Don't worry, I'm going to talk about it. I know what you're waiting for. Well, first of all, ding ding. And we have not talked about it as of this point, but whoever Skin is, wow, can she blow. That was incredible, incredible vocal work. Who the hell is this? I have no idea who this is. But that was absolutely an incredible performance vocally. And what I really liked, what they did, you know, somewhere between the producer and Tony Iommi, what they did was they really opened up a spot for her. They were pulling the I don't know what it was that they were playing. It was like a tremolo or maybe a Leslie, something like that effect that he was doing, similar to Soundgarden, Black Hole Sun, that kind of thing. But they pulled the faders way back to create that space for her to let it go, you know, to really build it out. But then when that chorus came in, that it was so big, it just ate up everything, you know. And so they had to kind of create that space for her, which I'm glad they did, because boy, can that woman sing, man. Great lead too. Very rare to hear Tony Iommi use a wah, but nevertheless, it was tastefully done. And I don't like wahs a whole lot. I try not to use them too much. There's always a place for it, but not every song, Kirk Hammett. You don't have to do it in every single solo, you know. And I'm glad that I found one that he did use it on, but he tends to not use a lot of effects, really, at least live. So very cool, man. Good job, Michael. You killed it this week, brother. Metal Mega Dude Bass.